Living for in a rich world. He didn't know he had it all. Old man Curtis lived for in a rich world. Yeah, he didn't know he had it all. Hey y'all, which means you all are welcome, one and all, wide, narrow, short and tall, to this lesson as I learn it. Now sit back, relax while I serve it. This little tale I will not be telling, instead I'll sweetly sing a story featuring a fictional fella named Curtis. I think you will recognize this Curtis. It all begins once upon a time. Curtis made the climb to corporate heights sublime. Had a new corner office, big view, big chair with a softness. They called him sir, he told them what to do, where to be, when to begin, when to be through. Always gains and never losses. He was beloved by his bosses, but he worked hard, you see, hard as he could imagine. Try as he might, he could not fight the feeling there was something amiss. Old man Curtis lived for in a rich world. He didn't know he had it all. Old man Curtis lived for in a rich world. Yeah, he didn't know he had it all. Curtis had a lovely house, he had a lovely spouse who kept a lovely house out Jones and the Joneses. He was winning the war of what we owns is, but all he did was work, he took no time to play. Hug a tree, smell a rose for even half a day. He said, I push, push, push till I'm skin and bones. Is whatever else am I to do? Cause times were hard, you see, hard as he could imagine. He said, I get what I can what I get, and save it for a rainy day. Old man Curtis lived for in a rich world. He didn't know he had it all. Old man Curtis lived for in a rich world. Yes, he didn't know he had it all. He had a dream of taking flight on outstretched wings. He only needed to trust to fly. Just Curtis woke up with a revelation, an epiphany of the great mystery, a realization. He said, good God, and oh my God, how long have I been asleep? He learned life will always bring whatever he imagines. Now try as he might, he cannot fight the feeling all is truly well. Oh, Curtis is born no more in this rich world. Wow, wow. He He really knows he has it all. You know Curtis, well he ain't no Paul Curtis, no. Curtis is born on more in this rich world. Now, you know he knows he has it all. He finally knows he has it all. Hey, Curtis knows he has it all. Curtis is born on more in this rich world. He really knows he has it all. You know he got his money right. Now he's trying to learn to love and live his life, yeah. Curtis is born on more in this rich world. Now, you know he knows he has it all. Hallelujah. One lovely lady laughing as she wakes into the big bright morning light. Hallelujah. Too many days and told she thanks hallelujah for each tasty bite in the big bright morning light. And she sings good life, sweet life, my life, now and forever. I live, I move, I have my being in you. Hallelujah. Three things she's got to do, but she works that hallelujah. Though the schedule's tight, after tasty bites in the big bold afternoon light. She says there is always something to be grateful for, and as I count them more and more, sure shining. She seems to know that no one knows just how or when it ends, and that every day we breathe is a good day. Hallelujah, for all the saints in labor she prays hallelujah, and she says good night to the schedules tight and the tasty bites and the dancing blue moonlight. She's praying good life, sweet life, my life, now and forever. I live, I move, I have my being in you. So when you're feeling down, way underground, I'm gonna take you where the vibe is higher. Hey everybody, it is Saturday night. You know what that means. It is time for High Vibe Saturday Night with Ray Davis, that being me, and this being the time you must be in the right place. This is the show for evolutionary revolutionaries just like you. We do this every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, to raise the vibration of this world, man. And if there's ever a time when it's needed, it is most definitely now. We're going to get into that a little bit tonight. But I welcome you. Thank you for being here, whether you're checking with us live or seeing this on the recording. So I'm grateful that you're here. We celebrate high vibe music here, man. It's all about lifting up our spirits, lifting up our minds and our emotions and what we think about ourselves, about those we think of as neighbors, about life itself. It's all about that. It's not just positivity, but it's reality, because there's nothing but good in this universe for us. We just have to see it rightly and participate with it. So I welcome you here. Grateful to have you with us. And I want to talk about our theme for this month. It is unity and love. Unity and love. Unity and love. We're going to get into that a little bit this evening. So thank you for being here tonight. And before we go any further, just to thank our sponsor. That would be Back to the Kitchen and Sister Gwen Keneally, backtothe.kitchen.catering.com for all of your catering needs. You got a party, you got a special occasion, bat mitzvah, bar mitzvah, a wedding, whatever you got going on. Special thing for corporations. Do check in with Sister Keneally. Now, the thing about her is her food is not just that her food is good and that she and her staff are very professional, but it's her energy, man. It's her consciousness. She's coming from a higher point of view, so she's always going to be serving and making sure that you're fed well. Now, you might be wondering where Lori is, because Lori ain't here. She left me, y'all. She left me. She left me, actually, to go work a gig with Gwen Keneally. Gwen has got an occasion this night, and every once in a while, she needs a little extra help, and so Lori's going in to help. So she's working hard. And so I know she wanted to say hello and love to you and everything. And I see Deborah Body's with us this evening. Good to see you, Deborah. And Brian Evans, also good to see you, brother. Always talking about a true evolutionary revolutionary. So a little bit about the evolution revolution, just to make sure that we're on the same page. So I say that the only solution is an evolution revolution. Why is that? So the evolution revolution is what I call, it's a movement of one. Movement of one, where each revolutionary takes it upon themselves to overthrow their current governing mind. In other words, the normal way of thinking of things, tearing it down. And they're dedicated to becoming the best evolutionary version of themselves no matter what. That means no matter who seems to be in opposition to it, what social pressures there might be, whatever's going on, you're going for that golden nugget within. And so that's what that's all about. So, there's a clue about what's going on tonight in what I'm wearing. I don't know if you can catch it, but you might notice that I've got this little diagram, this little guy right here. Can you see it? Can you see what it is? Up against black hair. Now, for most people, this symbol represents the state of Israel. They think of it as the Star of David and representing the state of Israel. Well, actually, it's a hexagram. And before it was adopted by the state of Israel to represent their nation, absolutely true, but that was in the middle of the 20th century. Its true meaning actually comes from the combination of two different alchemical symbols. And it is really an emblem of unity. Unity. It is a great, great symbol of unity. And then I've got this on, which is mostly it's the best I could do in terms of red. But it's not just red.
It's also got the gold here. And the red for me and the black underneath it is representing, is my nod to the Palestinian state, because they're the colors of the flag have red and green and white and black. So I got two of them in here. But the more important part of it really is this gold. So the gold here and the silver here are also together similar to the hexagram, symbols of unity. Gold and silver. Hexagram, unity. And again, our theme is love and unity. With that in mind, I got a song for you. Let's see if we can do this one. I know we can do this one. I'm just saying, let's see, because I just like doing it. All right, this is a song that I wrote a number of years ago, and this was because my bonus daughter, number one, Lisa Potter, at the time was in college and she was taking tablas. And I wanted to write a song that would be cool for her to play tablas on. Well, she ain't playing tablas no more, but I still dig the song. This is called Holy Holy. Oh, let's see this. Every breath I breathe holy, holy, holy God is breathing me in sweet communion ecstasy. Every face I see holy, holy, holy God looking back at me through billions of faces. Each is the face of divinity. Oh, holy, holy. Everywhere I go, all is holy, holy, holy God is surrounding me. Brother, son, and sister moon survey my dominion. Every home in every land is home to me. Oh, there is nothing to condemn. There is nothing to feel guilty for. There is nothing to suppress, nothing to repress. Oh, not anymore, not anymore. 'Cause deep down in my soul, I know God is all there is. So I dance to the rhythm as all creation cries out, holy, holy, oh, holy, 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 oh. holy, 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 holy. Oh, I really dig the bridge of that. There is nothing to condemn. There's nothing to feel guilty for. There's nothing to suppress, nothing to repress, not anymore. Because deep down in my soul, I know God is all there is. So I dance to the rhythm as all creation cries out, holy, 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 holy. And I think that's a big part of it, the learning for me in this thing, man. Everything is holy from its beginning to its end. Because it's like, you know, in the way I've been learning and experiencing life, and there's nothing but one power, one life. Just one. Goes by millions, billions of names, you know, trillions of names. If you think about every person who's ever existed, calling out to nature, to life itself and saying, what's going on? Who am I? Why am I here? What's really real? And they may call it by deity. They might notice the sun and call it Ra. They might notice the moon and say that's Isis. Well, that's another matter. But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter the name that's been given. It doesn't matter the rules that we seem to find in nature and we translate into what should happen with humans, how they should behave towards each other. It doesn't matter. There's one life, one consciousness, one spirit. That's good tea. So, we're going to get into it tonight. All right, what'd you say? Oh, thank you, Brian. You love that song. Yeah, man. You remember before performing? Yeah. That performance over at Agape, the Agape International Spiritual Center, which used to be in Culver City, is now in Beverly Hills. Yeah, we performed there about 12 years ago. Full band, bunch of background singers, and a cat named Chris Woods playing the violin. Great violinist. You've seen him on television shows, backing up wonderful artists over the years. And you might recognize him because he got some big crazy hair. But the man is really, really, really great musician. He's coming up with a violin concerto, if I'm not mistaken. One of his own composition. Yeah, man, that was quite a performance. Here's a song for the morning. So, I just have one simple question for you. Those of you who happen to be here, got a question for you. You ready for it? Here it is.
You awake?
What was that, Isla?
You awake?
Come again?
You awake?
That's my wee granddaughter, Isla, grandbaby number 1. And yeah, she said that, and her mom and daddy sent that to me, and it delights me every time I see it. And the funny thing is, okay, we have one of those electronic picture frames where you can load it up with pictures and videos and all kinds of stuff, and it runs constantly, and it has audio as well. And I was in meditation, and I was working on it in my oratory, and Lori had set it so that the volume was up. So when that particular video came on, it was up so loud it caught me right in meditation. I was right in it, and he said, "You awake?" And I said, "Okay, now I am." And that's kind of the question. Are you awake? Am I awake? Awake to what? Well, yeah, awake in the physical sense. I'm up and about. I'm not sleeping in the bed. But most of us go through life completely unaware of what's real. We take nature for granted and never notice all the amazing miracles that nature is revealing every day. Just, if you haven't done so in a while, I invite you to just stop and somewhere and just look at a tree and notice how its limbs, its leaves and things move just subtly with the wind, and how there seems to be a pattern, but it's undiscernible. I mean, the leaves will only go for a certain distance with a certain amount of wind, but it's always creating something new. There's always a newness about it. And it's mesmerizing if you just take a while to look at it. and realize that there's an intelligence in the tree. There's an intelligence in the leaves. They know exactly how to produce what we see and reproduce future trees, And the birds and the bees know exactly what plants to go to and how to behave. And those plants know how to drop some pollen on the birds, on the bees, and the wasps and the butterflies and things. And they move around and they spread the pollen. You get what I'm saying. I mean, I get really hooked on some of these nature shows. They're fascinating, especially the ones narrated by Sir David Attenborough, of British Sir David Attenborough, talking about nature. It's fascinating stuff. And the photography today, wow, the kind of stuff we can see. So you take a look at nature, and you start to notice that all of nature works in perfect harmony with all of nature. Even when there seems to be conflict, like predators and prey. If there aren't predators, we get overgrowth. And if there are too many predators, we don't get enough growth of certain species. Everything works in perfect order. So why do things seem to be disorderly in my world from time to time? That's part of the point of the evolution revolution. I mean, are you awake? Are you interested to see what's real and how nature wants to reveal itself through you? I mean, we're part of it, right? We're not something separate from this universe. We're not something separate from the nature that reveals itself here. In fact, we're the pinnacle of creation. We've got this intelligence. We've got this ability to observe and adapt nature to our needs. I know a lot of people have stories about how God is planning some kind of future that involves some of us and doesn't involve others of us because of mistakes we may have made in our life. But Yeshua himself said, there's none good but the one. He said the Father, or at least that's how it's translated now, So if all of us have made mistakes, how is it that God would say only some of us get to live eternally? Now, I'm not coming down on religion. No, it's not that. It's just, let's start from the idea that when God created all of nature and included us and said it's good and very good, let's just take it at that word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light, lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You, there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? I know sometimes it's hard for you to clearly see just how you're gonna keep it together. Your obligations and responsibilities, how you gonna meet That means how you gonna make it one more time? Now let's hit the truth of it. You are much, much more than this. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. I know sometimes it's hard to hold your head up high and show the world you've got it together. You think of things that make you wanna run and hide. Who would love you if they knew who you're? Who could you trust to understand? But now let's hear the truth of it. You are loved much more than this. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. You're not the things you have done. You're not the words that you've said, or the heartache that you're going through. You are the bright of the sun. You are the glow of the moon. And in your presence the things that seem dark fade away. Haven't you heard? You're the light lighting of the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? La, 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 So let's get into this a little bit. Everything works in perfect order. You are absolutely right, Brian. Beyond the realm of appearances, the senses, all is well. Well, you know something? I want to mention something about that. Yeah, it is beyond the realm of the senses. However, there's also this. Why don't I just start with the senses and accept that what the senses are reporting is an expression of all is well? Okay, what I mean is, you know the old phrase, it's always darkest before the dawn, right? Everything that we're experiencing is temporary. Everything. So that which seems, and this is going with what Brian's talking about, that which seems to be a negative experience for me right now can turn out to be something wonderful. Like, I'm going through something. This year, I've been had the honor of serving as master of my Masonic Lodge. And with that, that is an honor, and it also is a responsibility. It's a deep responsibility. And there have been some situations in my lodge that I've had to deal with. and nothing I could have ever anticipated. But when I look back and I actually realized, and this kind of came to me at one point today, and the stuff I've been going through has given me a certain kind of strength and a kind of, you know, giving me some stuff that I wouldn't have gotten any other way. So even what I'm sensing is for the all good. And I guess part of it is like, we get to requalify our experiences, requalify our conditions and the circumstances that seem to surround us. And as we take that step, we'll notice things start to get more beautiful. It's truth, truth, truth. Life ain't gonna be easy. Yeshua said, consider the lilies of the field. But lilies don't start out looking all pretty like that. They start out as little seeds. And as little seeds, they got to break through. And once they break through and they got to work through the soil to get the tentacle-like roots going. So they suck up all that nutrient. And at some point, they got to grow above the ground. And that means you got to get through the soil. It's not easy. They got to exert that effort. And once they get out there, they got to sprout some leaves to collect the sunlight, which they turn into fuel. So every step of the way, it's worth it because, man, we get the beautiful lilies and the flowers and the plants and the vegetables and things. But it's not necessarily easy. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay. I'm going to move into something right now. It has something to do with my garb today. Again, I'm trying to combine some traditional ideas about nation states because there's some mess going on, man. There's some mess going on. There's wars and wars and wars and wars and wars and wars. We had Russia and Ukraine at war. And the next thing you know, there are other wars and other conflicts going on in the world. I'm talking about some ones that are kind of splashing. One of them in particular is going to serve our purposes today. Okay, no, let me change that. The war is not serving our purpose. We can learn something. And I think that's what we're really here for, to learn and to contribute something positive. So I got this thing most people call the Star of David. It is a hexagram. It is a symbol of unity. I'm wearing what I'm going to call red. It's kind of I know it's a burgundy-ish thing, but I'm going to call it red. And some black underneath here to kind of represent the Palestinian flag, because their flag has red, black, white, and green. But the gold is what I want to pay attention to, and the silver, which together are also symbols of unity. And our theme this month is unity and love. Unity and love. So, yesterday was October the 13th, and it happened to be a Friday the 13th. Now, I was born on the 13th of February. Who put that extra R in there? Anyway, February 13. And when I turned 13, it was a Friday the 13th. And I remember messing with my classmates, telling messing around, saying, I'm putting a hex on you today because it's, Friday the 13th. And boo. And we're coming up on October 31st. You got Halloween. So all of this stuff, people have some funny things about 13, about the number 13. So you see on the screen here, there is a word for fear of the number 13, which is triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia. That's fear of the number 13. And then from it came, there's also fear of Friday the 13th, which is paraskevidekatriophobia. Paraskevidekatriophobia, which is fear of Friday the 13th. Some people think it's an unlucky day, and they have a thing about the number 13. But I'm going to give you a different context for the number 13. You ready for it? Okay, so it's going to involve a little Hebrew. There are two words in Hebrew that I'd like to draw your attention to. The one on your left, that one, is echad. Echad. And the one on your right is aheva. Aheva. Echad, aheva. Now these two words actually mean unity or one. Unity or one, echad. And aheva is love. unity or one, and love. These are two words that represent our theme, that go along with our theme. Now, why would I bring up these two Hebrew words? Well, I'm going to give you a little something here. I work with a little Kabbalah. And one aspect of Kabbalah teachings is the word gematria. Gematria, some people say gematria, whatever. But gematria. Gematria is using words or letters of words as numbers. And when you find letters or words that have similar number or the same number, there you can draw some comparisons. So let me show you what I mean by that. Every Hebrew letter is not just a letter. Every Hebrew letter is in part also an object and a number. So this is an example of gematria, unity and love. So here you got that word under unity or one. There's echad. And on the other side, you've got love, aheva. Now, if you look at the letters, each letter is representing a word. And this first letter here, and we read Hebrew from right to left. So the first letter is aleph, which is the number 1. And then chet, which is the letter 8, and number 8. And then dalet, which is the number 4. Add them up, equals 13. Do the same thing with aheva, which is love. You got aleph again, aleph, which is number 1. And that's hey, which is 5. And beit, which is 2. It can also be pronounced vet. Bet, vet. And then hey again, which is 5. Add those up, they also equal 13. So, you get what I'm saying here? These two words in Hebrew, being equal in number, there is something that unifies them, something that joins them. There's something that's there. Unity and love. So there's no need to be afraid of the number 13. I remember there are buildings probably still here in the United States where they avoid the 13th floor. They just go from 12 to 14 because of that silly superstition. You know, and forget about superstitions, man. Let's get to the real. There's nothing in the universe that is by chance. Everything is accounted for. There's nothing that is gonna bring you bad luck or bring you good luck. No, man, everything works by law. We're under a law of a principle of cause and effect. For every effect, there is a cause, and for every cause, there is effect. There's nothing that's unaccounted for in the universe. So forget about fear of the number 13 or Friday the 13th. Don't even worry about the number 666. One of these days I'm going to tell you about that. There's something cool with that number too. Don't worry about that stuff. It's not that's going to make you or break you. It's your own patterns in life that makes a difference. So let's embrace unity and love. And that's really what the world needs to now more than ever. Okay. Oh, good. Right? Oh, good. All right. So let's do some more music. 1 second here. Yeah, let's do some more music. There's so many kinds of music. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I do want to do that. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm thinking about unity and love. And one of the things that comes to mind is this wonderful song that came to me, Wide World. And I'm just going to go ahead and sing that. I hope that's all right with y'all. I'm sitting outside with a cup of hot tea, checking out the panorama of the world before me, saying, how do you do? I got the sun in the sky and the earth under my feet, the wind blowing kisses and caresses all over me, saying, we love you. Ain't it a while?
sweet Mr. Smitty, while his niece is in town. He walks a puggle named Kitty, all bouncing black and brown. I'm singing, how do you do? And there's Doris and Morris, they got married last June. She does yoga in the morning, he prefers the afternoon. I hear them say, I love you, baby. Ain't it a wide world? All of us one underneath the sweet sun. It's a wide world, yes. Ooh, ain't it a wide world? If a difference is to be, let it begin with me, yes. Wide world. When I close my eyes, all I see is light, light and life and love, all that's good and right. So with eyes wide open, I see the goodness and mercy just follow me all my days, all my days, all my days. I see the farmers market's got a lot of people today. They're living local and organic, and as they pass my way, I'm saying, hey, how y'all do? There's a lady having trouble with her bags over there, and right away another lady. So sister, have no care, I'll help you, I love you. Ain't it a wide world? All of us one underneath the sweet sun. It's a wide world, yes, yes. Ooh, ain't it a wide world? If a difference is to be, let it begin with me, yes. It's a wide world. Ain't it a wide world? So many souls to know and so much love to show. It's a wide world, wide world. Ain't it a wide world? Yeah. So many souls to know and so much love to show. It's a wide world. I got the moon in the sky and the earth under my feet. The saints and ancestors blowing blessings all over me. They're saying, we love you. We love you. Ooh, sing that with me.
that is probably the cheeriest, happiest song I've ever written. When it was coming through, I was being very uncritical. I was just feeling like, man, what if everything was just really cool? What would life be like? What could life be like? You know, just think about it from time to time. I know that the news that we typically get directs our attention to things that are urgent and important and problems around the world. And it's not that they don't exist and that we shouldn't know about them. But we got to have something that balances that out. I know I do. So I find it very helpful from time to time to just imagine, like John Lennon's song, "Imagine there's no country." Imagine all the people living life in peace. Imagine it. Think about it. Just go there from time to time. What's it gonna hurt? Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Nobody knows what's going on in your own heart and soul. And I guarantee you, though, you do that from time to time, regularly, you're gonna start to feel better and think better and think more clearly. And at some point, you'll have an idea about something to do. Maybe some organization to get involved in, some volunteer work, somebody who could use a cheer up today. Just a phone call or a text message. "I'm thinking about you. I love you." It feels good to do stuff for other people. But it also might help broaden your mind about those who seem to be in opposition to you. This is my brother, this is my sister. They're acting up right now. I know they're acting up. But there's some pain. There's something unresolved in them. I can get out of the way. I can protect myself, sure. But when I think about them, let me give some thoughts of love. Let me just imagine them in their best, at their best, in their best. Everything going good for them. And then we can be together. About to start improvising on some stuff. Anyway, that's what's going on. I got another song for you. I wanna rock by you real quick. And this one kind of goes to the current conflict a bit. This is one that came through during the pandemic. I was sitting in my oratory, which is a special place you set aside for your spiritual work. You might have a table or desk there, set it up like an altar, put some things on that are important to you, kind of touchstones. And I like to burn a little incense. I got a long burning candle that I do, and I got some things on the wall that center my mind. And I work with things. I just work with some things. I'll tell you about it sometime, maybe. And I, sitting there, and I'm in meditation, and I could literally hear it. Da 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 da. Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, yeah. Whatever I've done to the least of these, well, I've done it to me. And I had to come up out of meditation, and work on that song. And I played a little bit for my mother one day while I was still working on it. She said, "Well, yeah, that's a good one." And my mother, by the way, tells me that I need to be about this business, making this music. Oh, you like that improv, Brian? Yeah, I can do a little of that every once in a while. Yeah. I got a bunch of new songs I'm working on, too. I'll give you a little bit of one. I'll just give you a little melody. Oh, that's another one. But People who've known me a long time will recognize this. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. The verse is slowly but surely, I'm gonna know him. I'm gonna know him like I know myself. Sooner or later, I'm gonna see him. I'm gonna see thee all as in me, oh glory. Slowly but surely, sooner or later. It's very much in the early stages of it. That happens to be a very, 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 very old song that I'm rewriting. And I came across it the other day and I thought, I've always loved that song. But in the older form, it's not really appropriate for me to do it. So it's mine, so I'm rewriting it. It's called Sooner or Later. Sooner or Later. But back to this other tune. We'll do this one. It's based on a story Yeshua told while he was here. And it really has to do with how I treat my neighbor. And what's going on, man? A whole lot of people are fooled by suggestions given to them by people who really don't care about their best interests. Suggestions of duality. Suggestions of us versus them. And them, it's all their fault. Everything that's happened to us that's bad is all their fault. And if we can just stop them, or we can change them, or we can make them, then us is going to be okay. And y'all, that ain't nothing but a bunch of poppycock. All right, I just said it. I said it. It's not true. It's not true. There ain't no us and them. What I do to somebody else, I'm doing to myself. Because we're united. And sooner or later, that which I dish out is going to come right back at me. Man, come on. Let's be real about it. Anyway, this song is called The Least of These. I've got something on my mind, and it's high time for my confession. To the world I may seem kind, and to success in my profession, oh yeah. But when I search deep in my soul, I find a hole about the size of your oppression. And I wonder, could it be the solution is calling for me? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, well, I've done it to me. Maybe I can see the signs. Maybe I don't want to name it now. Maybe I believe some lies, but it breaks my heart to claim it. Oh no. And maybe I've been socialized to minimize the pain you feel just reframe it. So I'm wondering now, can I be a solution somehow? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these. Well, I've done it to me. Yeah. I just can't take it no more. Blaming somebody else for my life, for my life. Now I am ready to start, yeah. I'll change my mind, change my heart. I will open, really open to love, to love, sweet love. Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, oh, whatever I've done to the least of these. Well, I've done it to me. Whatever I've done to the least of these. And I guess it's time we got to take it personally like that, man. What might change if I had thought of it that way? If I thought, I'm thinking about this person who cuts me off on the freeway, and I want to flip him the bird and call him everything outside of his name, aside from a child of God. What if I changed that? What if I thought that if I said that, it would actually literally come back to me in that moment? Because it does. So the revolutionary goes within and says, okay, how can I live my best life right now? Evolve to a higher way of thinking. It's a way of thinking that only sees brothers and sisters when I'm walking down the street. And if they want to call themselves something other than a brother or a sister, that's cool too. I don't need to be getting all up in that. Honor them with whatever they want to call it. Man, they ain't messing with me. I honor them. And so I honor myself. I'm not trying to tell you how to be politically or anything like that. I'm just saying, man, when it comes down to it, we got to start treating each other like one. We got to start thinking of ourselves as one. There's no way we're going to survive if we keep at this pace, because we have more and more powerful weapons to use against each other. And I'm not just talking about country against country. We got technological means to hurt people and to harm people in their name and their reputation and in their hearts and their minds. We have ways of harming each other that we just didn't have even a decade ago. Let's start using those things, our technology, for good, to lift each other up. It's just a suggestion, but I really think that the only solution is an evolution revolution. And if you think so too, tell somebody about this situation we got here on Saturday nights. It is growing. We just keep radiating that love. We just keep radiating this unity and love.
Those who are here to be part of it are finding their way to us. Just trust me in this. I can't tell you everything right now, but it's growing. All right. So, a couple more things before we take off. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at, hey, where are we going? Okay. I'm going to be at OC Spiritual Center with the good Reverend Dr. Jim Terrell. Wonderful minister. Beautiful community there that meets in Newport Beach. You've got the address there. Service starts at 10:30 in the morning. I get to sing there for them. 3950 Campus Drive in Newport Beach. I'm looking forward to seeing them tomorrow. So I'm with OC Spiritual Center next week. And then the week after that, I'm going to be with the wonderful people at CSL, Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. Here, where am I going? I ain't going out yet. And I'm cooking up something really special for next week. I can't speak about it yet, but once we get the confirmations, then I'll be advertising and letting you know. It'll be something really, really wonderful, something really, really powerful. So I hope to see you all next week. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being with us. Thank you. I love you. I love you so much. And Lori will be with us again on next week. Probably on the last weekend of the month, we will not have a show. I'm going to be up in San Francisco for a very, 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 very big, huge Masonic event. And there just won't be a way to broadcast a show on that Saturday night. But we will join you on the first Saturday night in November. So, but we'll be here next week. With something really special. I just really want to pull this off. It's going to be amazing. Okay. So I love you. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I love you, evolutionary revolutionaries. Peace, love. See you next week.